Hi, welcome to the episode Teaching Literature in the ESL Classroom, What Literature to Teach, Part 1. Hi, my name is Frank Bonkowski, again sitting here in my garden. I'm a online course creator, English online courses at EnglishSchoolCourses.com, and also a language professor at Cégep de Saint-Laurent in Montreal. And what I want to talk to you about today, if I call up the agenda here, so I want to review the 7 reasons to teach literature that I talked about in episode 1, look at the 4 literary genres I teach in the literature classroom, the 4 English-speaking countries I visit, 10 questions I ask myself when choosing literature among the vast variety of materials out there, mention 4 iconic authors, and of course refer to my course, How to Write Literary Analysis, which I'm very happy to use in the hybrid or blended classroom. So let's move on now. As you can see here, why teach literature? We have here those 7 reasons, 8, 2, 4, 6, 7 reasons that you can read through that I spoke about in the previous episode. Here are the 4 genres, literary genres I use in my teaching, including mostly short stories, poems, as well as song lyrics. Students love to discuss song lyrics, which can be very poetic, novels, and of course, plays. Now here I've chosen 4 national animals to represent the 4 English-speaking countries I visit in choosing literature. And can you guess which those countries are? So on the left here we have the American eagle, we have the British lion, the Irish unicorn, and Canadian geese. So you can guess that I like to talk about American, British, Irish, and Canadian literature. Now here are some 10 questions I think are pretty good questions that I use when choosing a piece of literature. Is the author famous or infamous? In other words, is there something special about the author or something eccentric that students can talk about? Because I like students to analyze, study an author's life and his or her body of work to inform them about the meaning of any piece. Is the author male or female? I like to mix both sexes in choosing different pieces of literature. And is the piece somehow representative of the time period? In other words, is there something either intellectually, historically, artistically, socially, economically significant about the piece? And that students love talking about that as well. Are the characters memorable? In other words, is there a strong protagonist or a malevolent antagonist that catches learners' interest? That's very important. Is the plot gripping? In other words, is there a compelling conflict? Is there a resolution, a very interesting resolution, or is the conclusion open-ended? Is there a universal message? All great literature has some important theme that catches the interest of all learners across all cultures. And is the language remarkable? Is there any kind of metaphorical or graphic language? What kind of imagery, what kind of style is the author using? They're so very important. Special point of view in a piece. What's the narrative slant? This gives a piece a different meaning according to the narrative slant. Does a piece provoke discussion? Now that's very important. Students, I like to get students talking and arguing and debating about viewpoints, their appreciation of a piece. And then also, is the piece available online or in the public domain? Because I like to link to a piece of literature in my course plan. Now here are 4 authors that represent American, British, Irish, and Canadian literature. There are 4 iconic authors that always catch the interest of learners. Can you guess who they are from the pictures? Well, on the upper right there we have George Orwell, the brilliant British writer who coined words like Big Brother and doublethink. And then we have Oscar Wilde, the highly imaginative writer who everything he wrote was just in beautiful metaphorical language. On the right is the amazing Edgar Allan Poe, the American writer who continues to even scare us today with his stories. And then finally we have the dapper Leonard Cohen, the celebrated Leonard Cohen, poet and songwriter, Canadian, who wrote about fantastic themes of sex, religion, and beauty and power. Well, that's it, today's episode. That's it, the end. This episode today was brought to you by How to Write a Literary Analysis, and in the next episode part 2, I'll talk about specific American, British, Irish, and Canadian authors, their works that I use in the classroom. Thanks for listening. Bye now.